happening, people? Welcome back to Ches 99, another video for you guys today. My favorite guys on here today. And make sure when you're joining this live and the playback, you hit the like button, you subscribe, you do your due diligence, and everyone's happy. Do you know what I mean? Today, not Chelsea versus Arsenal, it's a bit cringe, innit? But I want to get two of my guys who are very analytical and know a lot about their club to represent their club and say how they feel going into this weekend, another week of Premier League football. And even today, there's a Caraboa Cup games going on, so we're going to preview that as well. Let's get them out. Abs, who's currently drinking, we'll get Ashin, representing Arsenal. What are you saying, Ashraf?
Yeah, big up, my brother. How you doing? All good, man. How you doing?
All good. I'm all this.
Nice. So you must be gassed, bro. With the way your club is playing, you must be gassed, honestly. Last time we were here, we were like, is Chelsea going to beat Villa? Is Chelsea going to beat Villa? Chelsea are going on a mad...
yeah, we had that conversation. I was very nervous about that. Is that last time you were in the channel?
I think so.
Did we not speak about the last game we had? What last game did we just have? The top one, Brentford. Didn't we talk about that? I saw we did. Maybe we didn't.
Brentford, no.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, man. And then you guys haven't won literally since you've spoken about that. That game we previewed, Arsenal's a 1-2
in
the league.
It was after the West Ham game, so I think you're right.
Yeah.
It was after the United game too, but yeah, damn. Yeah, we've been on a slump, unfortunately.
Yeah, not great for you guys. But yeah, man, I'm good, man. How you doing? This is about you today, G. Where are you doing?
I'm good, bro. Just not excited about the football, but everything else is good, man. Happy in life. All's nice. Weather's getting better here, so I'm wearing a jacket, which is pretty cool.
Better? What? How?
It's like I mean, yeah. In Dubai, it's better because like it's summer for most, like 7 months a year, and we only get like 3-4 months where it's decent.
I'm from the Caribbean, so we get like tropical. Our winter is tropical storms. So like now it'll be like quite rainy. We get rainy season. So it's quite rainy. That's South America. You get rainy season. What's in UAE, whatever? What is it?
Nah, bro. Our winter is like at best maybe like 18 degrees, and like worst is like 25, 26 degrees. That for us is cold, which I know in London is like summer, but yeah. But although I will say in April of this year, there was like the worst ever like rainfall in the history of this country. It was like a year and a half worth of rain. Like the whole city was flooded. The whole
what month was that? What month was that?
April. It was April.
Oh, sorry about that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I heard about that because I did hear about that. Man.
Abs, what are you saying? I didn't bring you in because I thought you were still drinking the water, innit? So I was like, I didn't want to.
Man, listen, I'm all good, man. All good. Happy to be back. Obviously, listen, it's good to finally be on streams where you're not getting cooked all the time because the last 2 years, Ches, I'll be honest, literally every stream I used to get invited on was because a lot of Chelsea fans, not saying you, a lot of Chelsea fans weren't, they were a bit extra busy during the time when we was down bad. So I used to get called up.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't say for me in the Mandem. I was on literally. I've been on literally.
Well, listen, I was out. In fact, you know what's funny? I've probably been busier now that we're dead, that we're actually doing well as opposed to when we were dead. So was it cool?
No, it's because everyone grows up in it. When you get older, you just have more responsibility in that.
Nah, it's like, listen,
you know what I mean? It's just we're back. We're just all a bit older now, innit? If this was school time, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like when Chelsea
even now, what's it called?
Go on.
Even now, what's it called? Even with us right now, it's good to be back. It's good to actually start to see it. We're putting a slight run together. I feel like some people may be going a bit overboard with us, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Excited for the stream still.
We'll get straight into it, boys. Because Ashraf even asked me a good question. He said, "Are you gassed?" He said, "I bet you're gassed." Generally speaking, it's a weird one. I don't actually feel gassed. It feels weird. Do you know what it is? It's because deep down, I don't think we have enough to win the league. I think that's the reason why. And you know why I'm saying this? It's because of our defense. If I tell it to every single Chelsea fan that I don't believe we can win the league because of my defense, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me, by the way. Nobody on this earth. That's the problem. If we had a good defense here, I genuinely would have a lot more like gasness about me. You see how I can be quite arrogant when winning. I haven't been like that this season because I know we're going to get humbled at some point because of our defense. But if that wasn't an issue, generally I'll be way more gassed. But Abs, are you the same? Is that the only?
Oh, what it is? It's what's it called?
I want to ask you a question. Yeah, if we had a good defense, in your opinion, Do you think you would drop this gimmick of every game, one game at a time, or do you think you'd be a lot more like, be honest, for yourself?
Oh no, I still run it. I still run with it because you know what it is, Ches. Here's the thing, right? The one thing that I've loved about rival fans and the way they've been moving is that they are getting rattled because we're not actually because we're being humble. They're getting rattled because you know what's so funny. This is the funny thing about football fans, right? They're very what's it called? They never know what they want. They're very indecisive because they'll get up, they'll get angry at
Fickle
you.
is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, not even just fickle. Fickle, they're indecisive and fickle because they'll get angry and be like, "Oh, listen, these guys are mad arrogant, they're mad cocky, oh, it's getting jarring, they need to be stopped." But then now that suddenly we're just not really taking it too far, we're not falling for the rival narratives, they're all upset.
Nah, it's true. They don't know how to take it. But this is a good point from Giovanni, though. I'll read it out, even though it's not super. He says, "No, man, back to your team." I'll let Ashton respond because he's gone. But when he comes back, you guys
No,
are
I'm
crap
here.
for more than cool. You guys are crap for more than 2 years. Those players are making you excited to watch your team play again. The defense isn't as bad as you make it. 100%. But I just think it will be my downfall. I don't think it's bad. We're not like relegation fodder, but at the same time, I've seen my team win loads of trophies, and a lot of them had good defenses. So I don't. When I'm watching my team, generally speaking, I went to the game against our last game, and every time Sanchez got the ball, I was worried. Now, if my team's going to win the league, should I really be thinking like that? And I'm not a manager. I'm not an analyst for Chelsea
Do you
Football
know what
Club.
it is? Ches,
I
do you know what it is? I'll be real. Do you know what? Do you know what it is? I don't mean to. I big up TK, man. But what's it called? Do you know what it is? I feel like this is and this is no shots at Ashraf or any fan base who who's part of the teams, but I've been here before in it. So obviously I'm not gonna say my age, but I'm old enough to remember when Chelsea last won the league in it. Now I was well into my into my teen years when it happened. So I know what it takes to win a league title. I know what it takes to win a Champions League, FA Cup, every cup. I've been blessed to see everything. Therefore, I know what a title winning team looks like. And in my opinion, currently, this team has to show me a lot more to just they're a title winning team. So I don't know if you don't remember, but do you remember the 13 game winning run we went on with Antonio Conte? So the moment when I knew that Chelsea was serious was when we basically completely swept aside what's it? Manchester United. We beat them 4-0 at Stamford Bridge, right? And it was basically a domination. That was probably one of the best games of football that we had that year in it. So it was that point where I was like, okay, yeah, we're ready to but we are ready to win the league. Like we're going to win it. And I feel like this current Chelsea team, they've not convincingly dispatched of a big team in a way that would suggest they're title winners. Because every single team that's won a league title in recent years has dealt with a big team one way or another in it. So what's it called?
Except Man City last season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Man City. But Man City had accession because Man City they've been doing it over and over again. But now even when Man City first won it, bro, they were beating everything. I remember they beat us 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, KDB. They beat Arsenal, I think 3-0 and 3-1, home and away or something like that.
Yeah.
So what's it called? So Man City showed that even Liverpool were dealing with all these big teams. So I feel like for me to be convinced, we have to deal with one of these big teams in a way that's a convincing win from start to finish.
Right, Ashraf, respond to my logic because my brain just worked. A few cogs moved and I worked out some maths. Literally as I was speaking, yeah. I disagree with that point purely on maths basis. Because Liverpool, how many points in front of us? 2.
Two.
With a game in hand.
2 with a game in hand, yeah.
Which hasn't been won. But you know what? I don't want to swear because I like swearing in general. But forget that. Let's assume they win their game. It's 5 points. We're assuming they've won their game. They're 5 points in front. Now, they beat Chelsea in the head-to-head, right? So let's just say we beat them in the head-to-head. We gain 3, they gain 0. The difference is now 2, right? My maths is correct. Cool. So despite the fact that they've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten Man City, we haven't beaten anybody other than the Spurs. We're only 2 points behind them. The beating big 6 teams isn't the barometer of winning the league. It's beating the small teams. The difference between us and them is they beat Man City and Chelsea at home, but they didn't beat Fulham and they didn't beat what other team they didn't beat. Not on the Forest. That's the difference. So I hear what you're saying, Abs. I'm just going to respond. But beating big teams is a factually incorrect statement to say you need to beat them to win it. You actually don't. And yes, the Man City last season.
My point wasn't so much.
One sec. Oh, yes. Well, good message. If you're saying, that is a good mentality shifter, then I would agree with you. If we're saying like gravitas-wise, confidence-wise, team spirit-wise, quality-wise, being a Big Six team is solid, and I agree with you, by the way. I'm not being naive to that. But at the same time, maths-wise, you don't need to win the league to do that. So, Ash, my question to you is, should Abs and me have this debate? Is it relevant? If we keep beating these teams, should we then look at these teams or not?
The reason why it could be relevant, because I just said, I gave the example of City. City won it last season, but their results against the big teams were horrendous. They drew against Spurs at home. They drew home and away against Liverpool, lost to Arsenal, drew the other game, drew home and away against Chelsea. So they didn't perform well against the big teams. The difference, however, though, is City is a team that can go on like at a 10, 15 game winning run, which I don't think Chelsea have yet, which is why getting some of these results against the big teams is also important at this time, because you basically help them drop points. If the race goes between Chelsea and Liverpool till the very end, then that head-to-head could make a difference, which is why what you've mentioned, which is you beating Liverpool, is massively important. I look at us 2 seasons ago when we first challenged, right? When people didn't expect us, we were trying to go for top 4 and we ended up challenging. That season, if we beat City in either one of the 2 games, we win the league. Well, we lost to them home and away. And that actually changed the whole perspective of things, because when we played them the first time, I think we were 3 points ahead of them, but we had a game in hand. They needed to beat us to go top of the league, and they beat us, and our whole mentality changed. And they actually went top of the league then. And then when we played them the second time, we needed to win or get a draw, I think, to go top of the league or to stay top of the league, and they ended up winning. So I think the head-to-head does matter. I think playing against the big teams does matter, especially given that you're not going to do what, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to do what City does, which is 10, 15 games winning streak. Now, if you end up doing that, then yes, the big results don't matter, right? But realistically, I think you have a better chance of getting a better result against bigger teams, and then winning 4, drawing 1, winning 3, drawing like 1, like that. Versus if you don't get good results against the big teams, you have to go on a mad winning run with the other smaller teams. I say smaller teams, but I mean like mid-table and below.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
No, but actually, you know what it is? It's more like my point wasn't so much from a mathematical point of view, because yes, ultimately, look, there's 114 points that you are able to win in a season, innit? And most of the time, the team that wins the league is someone who gets around 90 plus, innit? 91, 92, something like that, innit? Obviously, yes, you do not need to win you don't need to mathematically win all your big games against the big teams to win the league. It's more from a mentality point of view, in the sense of, listen, I feel like beating Liverpool at Anfield is much more of is something that will be celebrated more by Chelsea fans and give the players more of a confidence boost, as opposed to beating, I don't know, Southampton away. Just to give you an example, innit? So that was more my point. It wasn't so much from a mathematical point of view, if you know what I'm saying.
And the reality is 30 points are with these top 5, if you want to call them the other top 5. So if you lose, you're not going to lose all of them. You're probably going to win. You've already beat Spurs. You're probably going to win another game or 2. But like, there's like, let's say if someone was to lose all those games, you would then end up maximum getting like 84 points, even if you get the results. And the thing, by the way, for you guys with the Liverpool game, is it's game week 35. So it's literally towards the end of the season, which means
so that could work in our favor. By
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and it somehow
like
I know
that's not, yeah,
exactly, and somehow, and I'm not going to bring Arsenal to this, but somehow I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to like. It's
I know what you're about to say.
If somehow we are in a race by then, somehow we play Liverpool after you guys play them, game week 36.
Is it?
Which means.
It's not.
Listen, do you know how crazy that is? So basically, Ashraf will be sat there thinking, like, listen,
so what you're saying,
and the draw here, innit? Now listen, I don't have the
is
TV set up in the background. Me like, yeah, listen, just a stinky no. We can keep it stepping.
Stinky draw, bro. I would want, depending on what happens.
Even if in that position you were like relying on us to lose a game afterwards and you needed to win, it would help us out even more, because that means you would have to win the game to stay in the title race.
But even then,
if it was the case of the season was already gone, you might not. Your team might be not do a Spurs last year, but they might just be like, might lose the game. But if you have to win to stay in the title race and rely on us losing the next game after that, game 36 or something, that would be mad. That would at least like a 3-horse title.
So what's it called? So my general rule with the big teams is beat all of them at home and don't lose against them away from home.
Yeah, same.
The problem is that
That's
you've
the-
already dropped 5 points at home to these big teams so far. At
Oh,
home.
I know. We drew towards it. We lost to City. We drew to Arsenal. And to be honest, I'll be honest. In a way, the Arsenal result was actually worse for us because I think at that point you were like down bad in it. Now you were terrible run of form. What was it?
Yeah.
I know obviously the circumstances were a bit different because Odegaard was out injured, but that was a game where I feel like, in hindsight, looking on it now, it's 2 points dropped for us and a point gained for Arsenal, innit? If that makes sense.
Odegaard played that game, by the way. Odegaard started that game.
Yeah, no, wasn't that his first game back from injury?
Yeah, it was his first game, but he started that game. He's the one who gave the assist to Martinelli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, with where Arsenal are at now, it's a point gain for them, but 2 points dropped for us, especially because we're at home. If it was at Emirates, I could be like, listen, you know what? It's not ideal, but we take it and move in it. It's the same way, like, who was that you drew against Liverpool? Like, because you drew Liverpool, didn't you?
That was a bad result for us. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, innit? So at home, it's different. Like, we lost to City, we drew to Arsenal. So the next few home games, like who got Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, I'll be honest, they need to be 3 wins.
Yep.
Literally, yeah. I think even that period of time, Chelsea in bad form as well. So it was a really weird game, that game. No one really was happy because Arsenal needed to get points. Chelsea just drew the week before to Man United away, and we expected to win. So it was a really weird game in the end. Like, no one really was happy going. No one was really that upset either. So everyone was just like, take the draw, keep moving. But next question for you, man. Firstly, everyone in here, follow up. I'm going to put Ab's description below as well. Need to add that. And subscribe to everyone you see here. And hit the like button because you push it out to more viewers. More community, everyone wins, right? So let's get that done. Secondly, Ashraf, your team, we'll go back and forth between 2 clubs. Arsenal, heavily linked to Rashford. You've seen the quotes yesterday. What's your thoughts on that? And I know Chelsea linked as well, so me and Abs will kind of cover that part. But Rashford, would you take him? Is it that deep? Or are we in the cycle again where Arsenal just... You know what it is, yeah? I'm on a segment here before you speak. Arsenal aren't serious. They're not serious. Shall I tell you why? I only just deeped it. They hired a rookie manager. I want you to deep it. Everyone in the chat. That's the punchline, by the way.
I don't think that just...
No, it is. I'm going to make you deep it. Okay?
But Barcelona hired a rookie manager, and he turned out to be the greatest manager of all time. So
yeah, and that's an anomaly. The exception that make the rule. But anyway,
yeah. Okay. What about Real Madrid and Zidane?
Again, they don't happen very often. How many Zidanes do you get? How many Zidanes?
I agree with you. But you have to take it into context of when we hired him, where the hell we were at the time. Because at that time, I don't think any Arsenal fan, even though we should have been like aiming towards that, I think in Arsenal fans' minds at that time, and even the board at the time, winning the league or challenging for it was far from it because we needed a lot of changes. When Emery, I think when Emery was sacked, I think we were 10th or 11th in the league that season at that time. When Arteta
that time was...
Can I just say something?
By the way, Arteta was a recommendation from Wenger, and he was assistant coach for Pep. So there was like...
but what you're saying is basically the bar was on the floor, so we just raised the bar slightly. That's basically what you're saying.
Yes and no. Yes, because 100% if we were challenging for the league back then, we would definitely not be hiring Arteta.
Obviously, however, that's the extreme though. But we're saying because you were on the floor, someone helped you up, and that's a big deal. My point is, I've seen too many signs of you man's not being serious. There's too many. It started with hiring a rookie manager. That's the first issue. Then you're signing players which are bit part players. Like, why would you buy Havertz? Like, why?
Yeah, I agree.
To me, it doesn't. It actually, if you deep it down in hindsight, you spend 65 M's, 300k a week on a guy who was doing 50% capacity at Chelsea, your rival club.
But Ches, do you know what it is? The problem is with
I hear you, but the thing is, we'll let Ashraf after.
Go on. No, go on, man.
Yeah,
no, Abs, go. I'll go after you.
Yeah, Abs, you can finish what you're saying.
You say that, Ches, the problem is, like, when Arteta was had, bro, the bar was in hell. My boy, who's a big gooner, right? He sent me a snap. I won't read out where it was, but just show you how depressed it was. He literally would send a snap. with Emery's face on it, and there'd been like a massive X on there to be like, get him out or whatever. This guy went into, they were going in terminal depression, like what Watford, 22 shots conceded to Watford or whatever, or some shit like that. So when Arteta came in, the bar was in hell. No one cared. At that point, they're like Man United fans now. They just want to see good football, innit? And one thing led to another. He's built them up. He's made them a better team. He's competed for the title. And I'll be honest, I personally think that the Cronkies have failed Arteta, in my opinion. I don't think,
How so?
as much as he's done stupidness, because, look, I'm going to be honest, right? When it comes to your attackers, the only one who's competent after all that money spent is someone who came through your academy you didn't pay a single penny for. What's it called? There's multiple different left backs, but you've not got a proper striker yet. Trossard is too good for the bench, but not good enough to start. Havertz is ridiculously inconsistent. Jesus has become a five-a-side player. Who's the other attackers you've got? I'm missing one off my head. Oh, you got rid of Eddie.
Sterling doesn't count. Yeah. Sterling obviously doesn't count, but Sterling, I was saying.
Sterling's on loan. But then what's it called? Yeah. Obviously, you got rid of Eddie and Emil in the summer. Listen, they were both right to the goal because neither one was doing much. But how do you get rid of both and you don't go get another level-raising attacker like Leao or Lookman or something like that? Because the way Arteta plays, there's nothing wrong with it, but you need someone who can create a moment out of magic. And apart from Saka, who's doing that for you?
Yeah, look, I wanted us to get a striker this summer because I didn't believe in Kai Havertz. And I always said from months before that, in my opinion, whatever he's been doing has just been a purple patch. Like, I don't think it's actually who he is. The reality is I didn't think we needed a left winger in the summer because I thought between Martinelli and Trossard, I generally thought whatever Martinelli went through last season was just a blip and he's going to come back. What a horrendous take that was because he's been absolutely garbage. And Trossard, as good as he was for us towards the end of last season, he's clearly shown he's not a starter. He's a very, very good impact sub. Like, if I want to bring someone off the bench to change the game for me, he's definitely one of the best I can think of. But when it comes to starting a game consistently, he's just not it, unfortunately. So right now, the way I look at it, we still need a striker, 100%. That hasn't changed. But I'm also thinking that left wing is so abysmal. We need to figure out something there too. I don't know, man, because I just, again, look at everything that's happened. I disagree with Chess there that I think getting Arteta, by the way, we were linked with Arteta before we signed him a year before. When Wenger retired or was sacked or whatever it is, we were linked with two managers at the time. It was Emery and Arteta. And the battle was apparently between them. And then Emery just edged it out. And when we got Emery at the time, I can argue we got an experienced manager, someone who was a 5-time Europa League winner, or 4-time at the time, I can't remember, and who was like with big personalities in PSG, even though he flopped there. I don't know why people reference his PSG days as if he was a good manager there. But we got that kind of guy. He took us backwards, in my opinion. And that's why I think they took a hit on Arteta. For me personally, everything he's done up until last season has been good. He's progressed us. He's taken us forward. He's challenged us. And you talk about the signings, but I actually think, I know you reference mainly attackers, Abs, but if you look generally at our signings that we've made, and I've said this before, like, if you look at the signings we've made that are 20 million and above, I think all of them, barring Fabio Vieira, all of them have ended up working out, even if it's just for like a short-term period. Like, for example, Jesus and Zinchenko, who both came for like over 30 million. I know they suck now, and we definitely want them out now. But what they did with us 2 seasons ago was worth the investment because they helped us challenge. Because there's no denying that season we challenged, they too were big parts of that. Every other signing that we spend more than 20 million on since Arteta has come on has actually worked out really well for us. Gabriel, Partey, Tomiyasu was 20 million, but he still, I think, was decent for us. Trossard, Odegaard for sure. Ben White, I would argue. Timber. Even Raya, who I was against at the beginning, by the way. I was like, why are we signing a goalkeeper when Ramsdale is fine? Like, that's not the main problem area. Turns out that was a problem area. And Raya turned out to be good. So I think the signings have done well. I think the Kroenkes have done well. For me personally, and this is going to sound weird for some Arsenal fans because they always say I'm an Arteta defendant and all. I'm not, because for me, I've said if he doesn't progress us, he should be sacked. But I think people are indirectly giving Arteta too much leeway and excuse because people will always say your squad is not good enough. The board have not supported Arteta. They have not backed him. This is not this and that. This player is bad. This attacker is not good. I think our biggest issue right now is the system. I don't think it's the players because these same players were tearing teams apart 2 seasons ago. Forget 2 seasons ago. these same players in the second half of last season were tearing teams apart. Liverpool, we banged them with 3. Newcastle 4. Chelsea 5. Like, we were killing teams. And if you take the smaller teams, obviously 6 against Sheffield, West Ham and co. For whatever reason, I think the defensive record got into his head so much from last season. Oh, best defense in the world, best defense in Europe, best defense in this. That he started worrying so much about conceding goals that he doesn't let players attack properly. Saka came out of the PSG game. I say this in every stream I've been on. I know people are tired of hearing it, but I have to because it's crazy for me. Saka, our best attacker, comes out after the PSG game and says, we're all attack-minded. We want to attack more. I want to attack more. I want to be upfront more, but I have to run back because of the manager's instructions, because the manager's asking us to do our defensive work, which is important, blah, 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 blah. So the manager's clearly like telling them to track back a lot more. You know, people who are saying, we were linked with Rafael Leao. I think it was just gossip or just rumors. And I was having an argument with Arsenal fans who were saying, he doesn't fit your system because he's lazy. He doesn't track back. That's exactly why I want him. I don't want a winger that runs back. If the more you run back, the less I want you. I want you to sit front and not come back. If the manager tells you track back, say, fuck off, bitch, I'm waiting up front. Sorry to curse. Because it pisses me off that we rate attackers now by their defensive work. Someone called Havertz, sorry, I'm going on a rant, but it's so pissing off. Someone called Havertz the best defensive striker in the world. What does that mean? The best defensive striker. His best attribute is defensive work he does. Martinelli, the best thing about Martinelli is he always covers up the fullback. He always helps the fullback so he doesn't get doubled up. Who gives a shit? Give me Rafael Leao. Tell him don't track back. Sit in front with the freaking fullback, but just score goals and do your magic. This thing that we're obsessed with Saka come back, Martinelli come back, you come back, everyone track back. I said this after Terrace as a joke, but it's so real. Against Everton, we used to freaking get the ball. We used to win the ball from them. We have a chance to counter. I promise you, we used to stop. We used to look at the Everton players. We're like, hey, Everton defenders, you're back? Pickford, you're ready? Okay, guys, we'll attack now. We were so slow. We have no such thing as transition. We sit and wait. We wait for them to get back. And that, for me, is a system problem. It's not a player issue. You cannot be telling me these players forgot how to attack in a few months. The manager, unfortunately, has got the freaking handbrakes on. And by the way, he did that last season as well. In the first half of last season, do you guys remember? We were called boring Arsenal. We were winning every away game 1-0. I think Bournemouth is the only exception where we won 4-0. Every other away game we won was 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And the theory at the time, which maybe kind of proved correct, was that he's intentionally starting slow and then going crazy in the second half because he doesn't want players to burn out. Bro, it will not work this season because Liverpool have gone flying. So wake the hell up and start playing proper attacking football. The audacity of you to come in the press conference saying, we deserve to win all the last 6 games by miles. No, you didn't. What are you on about? You didn't deserve to win any of the last 6 games that we didn't win. Against Fulham and Everton, you definitely didn't deserve to win because you didn't do enough to attack. That's the reality of things.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Like, was so much pent up stuff that I just had to come out.
No,
we need this. This is we need this. I need this. Like, we need this. I need to hear the pain. Yeah, because you're a nice guy, so I can't count on you, and you don't really count outrageous takes. So it's obviously the people who do deserve that kind of, like, you know, what's the word? Throw stones at glass houses sort of thing. I just have to throw it back at you in it, but you don't throw stones. It's like it's hard to get. But like Abs would say, but at the same time, you're right. Like, it's not good enough, and there's so many reasons you can point out. That's the issue with a lot of these symptoms, right? There's not just one issue. Usually, like this or that, or the board, or Arteta, or the players. And when there's a big issue like that, it equals no trophies, or at best, no major trophies. And that's quite frankly not good enough. I don't care. The first year was rebuilding. The second year was rebuilding. The third year was rebuilding. No one cares. End of the day, when you're an Arsenal fan and you've waited long enough, 5 years is literally year 7 to year 11 in the UK. That's a very, very long time. That's you being the school being the smallest to them being 60-17 with facial hair and deep voices and BO.
That's literally going from what's it called? That's going from year 7, year 8 classicals to college or whatever. That's what it is.
College, deep it. You're a big man who could learn to drive in the UK, 17. That's mad. That's a long time ago. 5 years ago, I was like beginning my uni. Like, that's a long time ago.
Like, the only place I will blame the board, though, because people are saying, like, I'm not exonerating the board. The only place I'll blame the owners on the board is if by the end of the season, if he regresses and they don't sack him, that's when I'll be like, yes, now they're screwing up. Because everything until now, them backing him, them keeping him, because he's earned it because he's been progressing the team. This season, there's no excuse. If he regresses, and the only way for me to progress, for me to see progression, is either to win the league. Because I was saying in the beginning of the season, by the way, people are calling me unreasonable. I was saying if he doesn't win anything this season, but reaches the Champions League semi-final and finishes with more than 90 points in the league, while I'm not happy about it, but it is progression, which is why I'll say, fine, I'll back him another season. Now 90 points is gone, so forget about that. 100% he's not going to hit that, which means the only way for him to stay, for me personally, is if he wins the Champions League or the Premier League. He's not winning the Premier League, in my opinion. And the Champions League, like, I know some people have been saying you have a better chance in the Champions League because you're a cup-built team, whatever. Bruh, if we play Madrid or Barcelona or Liverpool even, we're not beating these teams. Let's be honest. The experience is tremendous. The difference in experience is massive, bro. Champions League requires actual, like, cojones,
Ash,
which we don't have, unfortunately.
Ash, not even to be rude, but how much of Real Madrid have you watched this season?
Bro, I have. And here's the thing with Real Madrid. While I agree that they are shit, but if they somehow, if they connect in, because, even in the La Liga, when they were 9 points behind after they lost 4-0 to Barcelona, they're now level on points. In fact, they're 1 point behind, but they have a game in hand.
Atleti and Barca are joint first and they're third right now.
Yeah, but they're 1 point behind and they have a game in hand on Barcelona. That's the crazy thing. So my point is, they might still start getting hope. If this Real Madrid team somehow, it might not happen this season, but if they somehow click by Jan or Feb, because they're going to make it to the next round, let's be honest. They'll finish in the top 24. If they somehow click by Jan or Feb, then there's no one that can convince me that they don't have a chance to win the Champions League. Because they just need to connect and click.
You'd be silly to say no.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying because I've extensively, Real Madrid are the team that I watch the most outside of Chelsea. I know people, they love to focus on one league, but I just choose teams and I was like, listen, I want to get a deep dive into this. To help feed into an Mbappe agenda partly, and also because, just see what's happening. I promise you, Real Madrid this season, if you've watched them 90 minutes, there were times where genuinely, if you put 2 banks of 4 in front of them, they're clueless. And more time, it's literally freestyle football has basically saved them. They've been slapped by Milan. They were just about lucky to get through against Dortmund. They got absolutely mauled apart by Liverpool. I think, what was it? They lost
and
to
Barcelona.
Yeah, 4-0. They lost to Bilbao at this a couple of weeks ago, I think, away from home. They completely got ruined by Barcelona. I'll be honest, right? Madrid versus Arsenal this year, it won't be one of them ones where it's like no contest. If it does come up, it won't be a no contest.
No, there is contest for sure, but I would still say they're favorites. They're not favorites if we face them today. Yes, I agree. But if we face them in Feb and they have clicked, bruh, it's a whole different conversation.
Let's get back to topic. That was a good time.
And to answer your original question, Chez, I would hate Rashford at Arsenal. I would hate it.
Yeah, that's how we got down this rabbit hole, because there's so much transfers and direction. Yeah, Rashford. We can nip this in the bud. Rashford he's not got the mentality to play for any of our clubs, because the difference between Sancho and Rashford is people are so lazy with the comparisons. Lazy is the word I'd use. They're not the same situations. Sancho was balling out the same year we got him. He balled out in the Champions League. He balled out in Germany. He even didn't do that bad at Man U. He had problems off the pitch. The manager didn't like him, so the manager didn't like Amad Diallo, and we just scored and get a brace at the Etihad. And then we just took him in London from ends originally, from South, in the same sort of area, with a players similar age, and he's balling out. It's different context. Rashford has been Man U for his whole life. He's on 350k a week. He's the poster boy, and he lacks the mentality to be that kind of guy. That's it. His quality is there, but your mentality is as much as your quality. That's in life. If you have a job and you're good at your job, but mentally you're in and out, you're not really working to your best, you're not going to perform your best. It's a simple logic. Rashford's no different. That's it.
Do you know where he should go?
So if anybody wants to do copium and hopium, that's on you. But none of our clubs should be looking at him. And I can actually see us going to one of our clubs, by the way. I can't see him.
You say Spurs?
He's Spurs level 100%.
Yeah,
same mentality.
No.
They won't pay him 50k. a week. Though.
Listen,
That's
No,
I'll
they
be
won't
honest.
pay him, but I'm saying the quality, like his level is Spurs.
yeah, his
Like,
level
that's it.
Spurs.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
See, with Rashford, listen, this is a hard one because I'm a long-time Rashford fan, actually. I was a huge, especially when Brook, I was a massive Marcus Rashford fan.
Facts, Mo.
But
Same
what's it
thing.
called? Oh, no. Do you know what? Do you know why it's different? Because the difference is with Sterling is Sterling, I feel like they're going through something similar, but I feel like Rashford has a bit more in his locker, technically, if that makes sense. I don't know if you agree with that. Now, I feel like he can do a bit more in the sense of like there's some goals Rashford can score that I don't think Sterling can score, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Obviously,
but the problem is with Rashford is, bro, number one, he's been in an environment where he's not really progressed as a footballer. Like, they haven't developed him properly. His intelligence as a footballer also hasn't improved since he's been there. And when it's what's it called? When it goes well for Rashford, he's genuinely unstoppable. Now, the season where he got 30 goals for Man United, he was superb. But what's it called? But the problem is he's just it's one season on, one season off. So keep Rashford as far away from my beautiful club as possible, please.
I don't know how someone could go from, being compared to Mbappe at the time. If you guys remember 2 seasons ago, where he was going on that mad run 4 months, like in the 4-5 months period, where he was scoring every game, scoring incredible goals, knocked out Barcelona, was having a phenomenal run, to suddenly being this crap. And he looks so disinterested. He's just walking on the pitch. He's not really trying. You know when you can tell a player is just out of it? When he used to, like, Rashford used to take on fullbacks all the time. So I'm not saying he was like Doku kind of dribbler, but he would like taking on his fullback. He doesn't even try that anymore. Now he gets the ball, he never tries to take on the fullback. He doesn't seem like he wants to. He tries to play it safe. I don't know what his fall has to be studied. But right now, definitely should not be signing for any big club. And that's why I said Spurs, because I don't think Spurs are a big club. I have no idea why their fans think they're a big club either. It just shocks me every time. Like, whenever they call their club, like, oh, I don't even know why they're in the Big Six. Generally, I think the only reason they're in the Big Six is because of the Arsenal competition.
To be fair, they are
Aston Villa are a more successful team than them, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Aston Villa have a Champions League and the leagues are close.
No, it's because when the Big Six got formed, right, they did make the Champions League more times than most of our teams. In fact, there's a fun fact: in the last 10 years, they've been in the Champions League more than Arsenal.
So, I agree.
That's why they're in the top 6. It's not, and they also make a lot of money. So it's not only just because of the trophies. Because if it was just trophies, they wouldn't be there. It's purely because of where they are, London. Also, them being big clubs since of the past. Also, because they've made Champions League and they've actually done quite well in the league and Champions League in the last 6 years.
But then, Chez, my rebuttal to that could be, I don't think this will happen because I don't think this club will ever spend that kind of money. But let's assume for the next 10 years, Brighton become that club where they're always either getting into the Champions League or competing or getting close to the top 4, whatever. Will they eventually get into the conversation of the Big Six?
Then obviously they would have to. But it's like circumstantial. Because Spurs had the history already, it kind of just made sense for them being top 6. That's probably.
Come on, Villa. Come on, Newcastle. Get these guys out.
If Villa, Newcastle, for example, if Newcastle had big money, they could spend it, made Champions League, then got top 3, then the year after year after year for 10 years, then they have to make the top 7 because they're competing.
The problem is, Ches, is what's it called? Spurs. Listen, Spurs. As much as I get where Ash is coming from, and listen, I'm all about trophies and shit. Trophies are the main barometer. Spurs are a bigger club than, especially in terms of revenues, in terms of fan base and all that. They're bigger. They're bigger brand. They're a bigger club than Villa. They are a big club in that sense. They're just not. You know, it is hard because. Do you know how crazy it is? Because if we base it purely on trophies, PSG aren't a particularly big club like that.
No, PSG are a big club based on trophies, no?
They are.
Not really. Marseille.
They have the most League Us. No, they have the most League Us.
It's Marseille who do. Trust me, Marseille do.
No, they overtook Marseille and Saint-Etienne last season. I'm talking about League A only.
Ash's Vim makes you want to believe him.
Yeah. They overtook them. They overtook them last season when they won. I'm talking about only leagues. I'm not talking about all trophies.
Send me a link. I'll put it on the. I'll put it on the screen on this. But next question. We're gonna move on. Also, the views went
Actually,
up.
you're
Hit the
right.
like
That's,
button.
that's all right.
People hit the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
button because you man hitting the like button's actually working because more people seeing in the channel and the support will be there for all the man on the panel as well, which is good. Hit the like button. It helps everybody out, and subscribe to all of our channels and the Twitter links I'm going to add to the description below. So if you're watching the playback, if you're eating food, driving your car, like a lot of you do, you can follow them up, follow me up, get me to 2K, get Ash to his respective and Abs as well. Come on, man, let's do this. Next question for the man then is about not just the title race, but the future. Do we see Arsenal clawing this back? Let's start with Ashraf. Do you see these are going to be quick fire questions for the next 15 minutes? Ash, do you see Arsenal clawing back the 6 points? Do you see your team being where Chelsea is, 2-3 points behind top place? Or do you see Chelsea and Liverpool kind of pulling away? Honest with you.
I see us clawing it back.
Form, you can use Hopium. You can use whatever
Yeah.
metric you want to use.
No, I see us clawing it back, but I don't see us winning it. I think we'll claw it back, but it'll be too late for us. I do see us finishing second, because what's the gap between us and Chelsea? I think 4 points now. And while Chelsea have been amazing this season, I still feel we have a slight edge in like quality and just experience from the last two races, where we'll go on a run, but it will be too late. And Liverpool will end up finishing at least 5 points above us.
What makes you believe that Chelsea won't be able to stay there?
I think Chelsea will. I don't think Chelsea will fall off that far behind. I just feel
Why
because it's Chelsea's
why
first.
do you think we'll fall behind you?
Because in my opinion, when I compare your team and ours, I think the quality. I feel our quality of starting 11 is better in my opinion. I feel the fact that we have been in the last two title races will help us a little bit this season in terms of getting that run. I don't think it'll be enough, unfortunately, and I hate saying this. I think we will fall short and Liverpool will be ahead of us. But I think when we compare between us and Chelsea and Arsenal, I just feel that experience and the quality of the starting 11 will eventually help us out. I also think, and I know you guys have been resting all your players for the Conference League. Once you guys hit the quarterfinals and all, I don't think it'll be that much. I think you guys will have like 5 or 6 starters playing, even if it's in the Conference League, which means you'll also have, because I think once you get to the quarterfinals, that's it. Like Maresca will be like, I definitely want to win this. And that's where he'll start 4 or 5. Because in the Europa League, that's what Arteta used to do. The full second team, and the moment he hits the round of 16 or quarterfinals, he used to start like 4 or 5 starters because he's like, I don't want to lose this now.
Right.
He lost it anyways, so it didn't really matter.
Do you agree with Ashraf when he says like their team on paper is better than us?
Their team has more balance, but at the same time, the reason why I say that is because obviously, as much as you know that meme where you have like a Ferrari, then you have like, I think there's another car. There's like a decent car in the middle, and then you've got like a bust up like old one, just a rubbish car in it. That's us from back to front. In it, we've got a clown in goal, and then we've got a few jokers in defense who I can't really trust. So
we're the opposite.
Yeah,
we start good in defense and we go bad in like striker attack.
Yeah, trust me. But you know, I'll be honest.
I don't think it's clear cut. Maybe, yeah.
No, but
I think if we do a combined 11 between Arsenal and Chelsea, I feel like there'll be more Arsenal players in it.
That's actually, I don't know. You sure?
Wait. Yeah.
Because I'll take for free. Because hold on, are we counting fitness? Because if I wanted to do is so, if everyone's fit and on top of their game, then I feel like
I think it'll be like 6-5.
We might get 2 defenders in.
Go on.
1 defender. You don't get 2.
We might get 2 because we might get Kukurea at left back.
Yeah, I agree with Kukurea.
And it's just
don't say Reece James, bro. Come on. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Don't be shameless, Abs. You were going so far. Because I knew you were going there. I said Ash, hear what I'm saying. I said if they're in top form and fit and yes, I agree.
I think the best
he's available. He's one of the best right backs in the world, but he's not available. Like, come on, bro.
No,
he's not even available now.
No, but Ash, this is what I'm saying. I said if everyone's fit and firing, I think the best version of James is better than the best version of Timber.
Okay, but let's go. Let's leave the utopia out and let's go by realistic. Who's actually available? Who plays games? I think Timber gets in because Reece James.
Okay, fine. If you're doing that, then fair. All right.
Yeah.
So
we'd have Raya, in my opinion. The goalkeeper argument.
It's Raya, Gabriel. What's his name?
Saliba.
Timber.
Wait.
And Kukurea.
Apparently, James is back in individual training. Is that?
Listen, bro, listen.
Wait,
Until I see
excellent.
James
Let me
play-
check this.
listen. James needs to play 2 back-to-back 90 minutes for me to be convinced. But it's cool anyway. By the way, Ches, Josh Achampong will be in these combined 11 soon. Don't worry. That's my
I
young
heard
boy.
he's
Watch out.
highly
I
rated
think
by
it's
you
borderline.
guys.
Don't worry.
100%.
That's good.
But anyway, where were we? So it's David Raya. We said Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Cucurella. Yeah, I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Midfield.
And then for me, the midfield would be Caicedo, Partey, and Cole Palmer. Even if I go by this season, by the way. Even if I go by this season. Because Lavia has not played a lot of games.
Listen, I can't lie. Partey, I think that I don't know because I've not watched loads of Partey, but the last few times
This season, he's been amazing, bro.
No,
He's the one guy who's been consistent all games, outside soccer, obviously.
No, but he looks.
Why? Who'd Partey? Who'd replace Partey? If we're disagreeing
in our team, Lavia.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not fair because Lavia, what's it called? Lavia's been mad injured, so
exactly.
The only other option would be to say Enzo. Because Enzo's actually
Enzo of Partey.
Oh, Enzo, if we're going off form, Ash.
No, the thing is, Enzo, what's it called?
The difference is, guys, Enzo has done it for the.
Why are you shaking your head? Sorry?
I'll tell you why. Because Enzo has done it for the last month.
Enzo's been defensively and offensively better than all.
I'll explain. Because Enzo has done in the last month. Partey has been doing it all season. That's why for me it has to be Partey. I have a bigger sample case of Partey to tell you.
No, but what we're saying is if we're doing.
I'm saying Caicedo in the 8 because Caicedo is a fantastic 6 and an 8.
Yeah, exactly. So we're saying as a 3, right?
No,
you put Caicedo as like the lower, then you'd put Enzo as the middle, and then Palmer as the top.
No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying Caicedo as the 8, Partey as the 6, and Palmer as the 10.
I don't know because if I've got Saliba and Gabriel behind me, I don't need as much defensive stability in it. So I could run with Enzo and Caicedo.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't say Rice, because Rice gives you that defensive stability. And I'm going based on this season's form. Because if you exclude this season, then Rice easily gets in. But we're taking this season.
No, he doesn't. No, he does not.
If you exclude, I can't lie.
Wait. So based on last season, Rice doesn't get into combined 11.
I'm still taking Caicedo over Rice last season.
No, I'm saying Rice. First of all,
Rice and Caicedo can coexist. But then that would mean Palmer over Odegaard. So wait, Palmer gets in over Odegaard then, right?
Nah, you don't need
I'll put Palmer over Odegaard.
Cool, fine. If that's the case,
in this combined 11, I would not take Palmer over Odegaard at Arsenal, but in a combined 11, I have to put Palmer ahead of Odegaard.
Okay, wait, really? You wouldn't take Palmer over Odegaard?
No, I wouldn't in our system because it doesn't work because we have like Saka who can do what Palmer does. We need someone to control the dictate of the game. And Odegaard doesn't play exact 10. He plays like
also don't have a 10 system.
Exactly.
They basically, I don't know. It's weird what they do in it, but if
Odegaard was playing behind Havertz all the time,
weird. Yeah, that's why they don't score goals.
Yeah, okay.
Their team is ugly. But back to my point,
we had the 3rd most goals in the top 5 leagues last season, by the way.
Ash, the same talking about Ash, stop. You're nibbling.
Listen, Ash, you scored 15 corners.
Yeah, but this season, I told you why. I explained why when I went on a passionate rant, I explained why. Because Arteta's system is too slow.
What, where, how, who, doesn't matter. The facts are the facts. Yeah? Your players aren't delivering. Whose fault that is, I don't care. You care, I don't care. You understand?
The facts are Partey gets in.
You said this, I disagree with this. You went, Rice and Caicedo can be in the same midfield. They don't need to be.
No, I can't like Partey.
Caicedo can do what Rice does, plus facts. It's facts. If you want Caicedo to play deeper, you're Caicedo. Don't do the progressive thing. You just distribute and destroy. He could do that.
But Chess, our argument isn't Caicedo versus Rice.
And be a little bit more offensive, bro. Can you do that?
He's saying Rice versus Enzo.
Our argument is Partey versus Enzo. Why is this like going into?
Because I personally believe all 3 midfielders from Chelsea get in.
But bro, come on.
See what I'm saying?
It's been one of the best.
What's it called? I can't lie. This season, you know it is. I feel like Enzo, he was having good games before this good run of form. So I think that what was it?
Yeah, that's true. It's just because you got the GA now. People are seeing it a lot more.
The last 2 times Caicedo played against Partey had him slipping and falling on his ass from the dribbles. So
my days! That one flipping.
That was shameless. Twice. He did it twice. He did it in this last game, and he did it last season in the Emirates final. But anyways, genuinely, I think Partey gets it. Because for me, it depends on the logic you're taking. If you're saying this season's form, I agree Enzo's looked amazing in the last month. But Partey has done this from the start of the season. If you're saying, no, screw the form, let's look at everyone at their peak, then I have to take Rice. Because the last 3 years of Rice
because the questions were posed to us, these questions were asked last season, right? When Chelsea were doing a lot better and Arsenal were title challenging. And a lot of people's logic was, this season, based off form, I'm taking Rice, Odegaard, and Partey, even though people saw the trajectory that Chelsea midfield could get to. Because people rated Lavia and Caicedo to get to a certain level. We're not seeing that certain level now, by the way. That's the good thing for us because they only just started it. So give them another 2-3 years, who knows where they can be, right? But it just depends on what you want. If you want your midfield to potentially have that potential to get to that world-class level, then most people would probably say Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo. Because Rice, for me, actually, let me ask you a question. How much further can Rice go? It doesn't, on the eyes, it doesn't, what more can he do in his game?
He can do what he did last season consistently for 4 or 5 years. Which by the end, if he does this for 4 or 5 years, he would be considered a world-class DM.
Are you saying consistency is his main downfall then, or an attribute then? Because I would say
the funny thing is, consistency is the downfall only this season. Last season, he was our most consistent player, even more than Saliba and Gabriel. He was actually consistent from day one till the end.
But even last season, you can argue he doesn't have certain attributes you'd want, though. That's my point.
He did, though, because as an 8, I remember when we lost Granit Xhaka. The one thing people kept saying, how will you replace Granit Xhaka's GNA? Because he had like 7 goals, 7 assists in his last season. How will you replace that? How will you replace that? Xhaka does not just control the play. He also gets in and gets you goals and gets you assists. Declan Rice last season had 7 goals, 8 assists, right? Even if people want to say corner, because I think out of his 8 assists, I think 4 maybe were from set pieces or 5 were from set pieces. But he still has 7 goals and like 3 assists from open play then. So for me personally, he's given us that attack. He was getting into scoring positions. But the best part is he was also doing the defensive work, which is what we needed him to do. As an 8, all this was as an 8. He also did it as a 6, but I'm saying more as an 8. Yeah. So if he does what he did last season over 4 or 5 years, bro, we'd be talking about him being one of the best we've ever had.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I feel like he's limited. This isn't me saying this now. You can go back on the clips. I've been saying this since summer.
Yeah, I get you.
I just don't look at him. The thing is, in Chelsea's system, let's say we had Rice, does it make us an exponentially better team? Maybe.
It does. I think it does.
So let me ask
again, it depends.
If we had Rice over Lavia, what's different? Abs, can you hear me?
Yeah.
If we had Rice over Lavia in our team today, what would you see differently from our midfield? That's a specific question for you. So Lavia's not playing. We have Lavia in the team. We never bought him, but we bought Rice instead. And our midfield is Rice and Caicedo pushing up. Forget about the front 4 with Enzo, but it's them two. What's different about our midfield if we have Rice?
The only difference is that, well, it's hard because I feel like technically Lavia is better than Rice, even though I do think Rice is underrated technically in a way, because I feel like they look at they look at the fact that he's English and he doesn't have a fancy name. So he does have decent attributes, but I feel like we'd be better. He'd make us more solid defensively for a start.
Yeah,
there is that, and also because I feel like where he excels at, he's very good at breaking up play. He's not the best passer, but he's very good at carrying the ball. He can carry the ball over long distances, which is something that, well, Lavia can carry the ball, but Lavia's not really a ball carrying like that. That makes sense. I feel like he does what's the word? He does the give and go thing, innit? Now you see, because it's hard to. I don't know a good reference point, but you know how Verratti used to do that thing where he pick up the ball, just be like, bang,
yeah. It's on the spot dribbling to create space.
On the spot dribbling, he's a lot more pressure resistant. But I feel like Rice would make us better defensively. He'd also add in more leadership to the midfield as well because he is a leader. So I don't know. It's hard.
That wasn't really like a what's it called, rhetorical or like kind of serious question. I was just asking to see differences because I do agree with you. I feel like, to go back to my main point, I feel like the teams are close. So when Ash says he will claw back, there's no question to claw back the points. I can see it happening, but I feel like the same argument you're using for your team, Ash, about you've shown you can go on these runs. Chelsea now have to prove that. So if Chelsea's team elevates to a level that the sporting directors and the fans believe we can, then what's stopping us from going and getting 3 more wins from now? And then now we're looking at it going, Chelsea won 6 games in a row, which is quite a lot. We haven't done that for a very long time. Very, very long time. Probably not since we won the league last. So for me, I feel like the Arsenal fans say that's not over. I think there's a lot of hope in with that because Chelsea and Liverpool aren't losing a lot of games or drawing. And Arsenal's problem is they're drawing too many games. Yeah. So, even if we drop points to a draw, worst case scenario against Everton, for example, do I trust Arsenal really to get 2 wins in a row at this point? Not really. So it's one of them ones, man. But
the one thing I will say, you guys do have some difficult away fixtures in the second half, which
we will.
Yeah, but you could do well in them too.
We've got to go to Newcastle. We've got to go to Emirates.
To Villa, to City.
To Villa, to City. Although I'll be honest, you see what would be so funny, and this would be the convincing part. Ches.
Have you guys seen your last 3 games? By the way,
forget last 3, bro. Our last 4. Our last 4. Liverpool.
No, last 4 is Everton.
No.
Oh yeah, last 4. Sorry, last 4. You're right. Last 4. Liverpool.
Say it, and then I'll just make your point after. Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Chelsea, Liverpool at Bridge. Newcastle, Chelsea at St. James Park. Chelsea, Man United at at Stamford Bridge, and then Forest, Chelsea. It's like your last 4 games are not easy.
Though. That could
is it?
Not really. I'll be honest.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Hey guys, what's the context? Because you're saying yes on the assumption of what?
If you're still challenging for the league.
If we go for the league, it is
but you need to give me more context. Are we 3 points in front? Are we 3 points behind? Is it you lose any of them games, you're out? There's so many variables.
Yeah.
If we can lose
either way, whether you're ahead or you're behind.
No, but if we make a gap of 5 points and we can lose and draw one, there's not that deep.
Yeah, but do you really think you'd be 5 points ahead of Liverpool?
No, that's what I'm saying to you. What's the context? What are we saying?
So let's say you're 3 points ahead of Liverpool by that time. Right? Before you face Liverpool. You lose to Liverpool, which I don't think you will, but let's say you lose to Liverpool because it's at your home.
Yeah, it'll be even. Yeah.
Even, and then you have Newcastle away and you have Forest away still.
But but then I could argue at that point, for us to be in that position, we would have to beat one of the big 6 sides by then. We would have to be going on good runs by then. We'd have to be quite a confident side by then. You're telling me this young team, young people, yes, have inexperience, but also have a lot of what? Energy, belief. You know what I'm saying? So
true, but
you want to see it. Glass half empty or glass half full. So if we're at a point where 3 points behind Liverpool, 4 games to go, I would assume, using your assumption as well, Chelsea should have a good mentality by then, no? So why can't we win all those games?
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, now let's be for
real.
We're
not Arsenal, man. Us Arsenal business.
It's not about
stop it.
It's more.
Stop it.
This
isn't Chelsea from 2021.
If we are in a position to challenge, then we should be looking to beat all of them in it. But the thing is, though, Ches, let's be honest. Newcastle, I don't know what it is, but Newcastle recently, they love to just give points to the dead teams. But when the big teams come to town, you start to see Newcastle kick ball in it. I don't know where it is. It's hard to explain. And then also and this is really showing my age. As a kid, when we used to go challenge for the league or whatever, or do something, Jose never used to win at Newcastle away. Never, ever did. So I'm still scarred from them times, innit?
Yeah, Newcastle away since our whole Premier League tenure has never been a good place to go.
Bro, listen, do you remember when we were
for all teams? I think for all teams.
No,
except Liverpool.
No, I'll be honest. See, for us, bro, I promise you, go check it. Mourinho, when he was Chelsea manager, never won at Newcastle away, not once.
When Papi Cisse scored that goal again, was it the Bridge or was it at St. James Park?
No, he scored it at the Bridge, but then he also scored a brace where one season we were unbeaten in the league and we lost 2-1. I think Drogba got a consolation for us, and Papi Cisse scored a brace. Newcastle away is not fun for us. It's not.
By the way, when we talk about these teams, this is very weird. You feel like some aura. You talk about Drogba and that. It's just me.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Ashraf, I know your rival. You know, you just mentioned like Drogba and like Lampard. You don't feel that aura. You don't feel that.
Yeah, I mean, they're
like,
legends of the Premier League. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is a random point in it. It's supposed cold, isn't it? It's like, yeah, Drogba's got scored the consolation. It's like Drogba's flipping hard.
Well,
He's just big. He's just a
that
big guy.
that wasn't even peak Drogba. That was old man Drogba.
I'm blazing way too hard right now, by the way. I'm even mad. My bad. Anyway,
Nah, did you think that?
Aguna here. Big up Parker the Guna. Big up Arsenal fans watching. Good support for Ashraf. Chelsea can go on a massive run. I ain't joking. And then someone else said something similar. Big Henry pushing the likes as well. Massive run. I believe I can feel it with a horse. That's a sick though emoji there. Galloping, if you don't know what he means. Chelsea's pick up mentality every game, which is what I'm trying to say to you two. Every game they play, they get through what they have to do. So we've proven that so far this season, by the way. Unlike my club, we ain't gonna have a run because we ain't playing lecky football. I'm guessing you mean like nice football. Yeah. S was always in the chat. Big up Ches and the panel. Big up yourself, man. Love all the viewers, man. You're enjoying the content. We can go along as these two already. When you're not ready to cut, let me know in the private chat. We'll go for a bit longer. What were you saying for other teams? What were you saying for tonight? In particular, Ashraf. Big up Parker. We said Ashraf tonight, man. I'll get it up on the screen just for a bit of visuals for everybody. Arsenal play Crystal Palace today away from home in the Caraboa Cup. Ash, thoughts?
You know, I got a lot of stick for this last year, but I'll still stick to it. I personally don't give a shit about the League Cup, honestly. Like, I look at our performance and see, okay, how do we play? Did the players who got a chance, are they playing well? If he starts the main team, that's different, of course. Then I want the main team to win, but I don't think he will start the main team. If he ends up starting the youngsters, I just want to look at how the youngsters perform. The League Cup has never been something that's like, we have to win the League Cup. Because I've always thought about, if we win the League Cup and the FA Cup, is it a successful season if we flop in the Premier League and the Champions League? No, and I'll still want him out then. So, bro, the League Cup prize money will not even pay 1/3 of like Kai Havertz's weekly salary, right? Like maybe like it'll barely pay 1/3 of Kai Havertz. It's £100,000. So that's why managers don't even take it that seriously. But Crystal Palace is a difficult game. What I don't like, though, maybe this is like a superstitious thing. I don't know. Maybe it's crazy, but I don't like playing the same team twice in the space of 3-4 days. I'm not a fan of that because I just feel like even if we beat them at the Emirates, they're going to be charged for the next game. Remember when United played Crystal Palace last season in the League Cup and they smashed them 3-0, and then they played them again in like a couple of days and they lost 1-0 at Old Trafford. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes these things happen where if you beat a team and then you play them again in 3 days, and this 3 days is as their ground, by the way, not even our ground. I feel like they could be like charged for it because they just lost a few days ago. Although, to be fair, Crystal Palace's record at Selhurst Park is horrendous. They only won one game. Guess what the one win is against, by the way? It's only one win this season, and every other game they've lost or drawn. So maybe, but
oh, you're at home today? I thought you were away.
Yeah, today we're at home. No, today we're at home.
I really tried to do that. One win was against Spurs, wasn't it?
It was against Spurs. The one win they got was against Spurs. Guess who the one win Ipswich got this season? Spurs. It's insane, bro.
Listen, like Spurs is the gift that keeps on giving. There's many downsides to supporting teams, but the one thing I'm eternally grateful for is I'm not a Spurs fan.
Yeah,
I get people who support Spurs who are born and raised in London, North London. I get it. Boyhood club, whatever. What I don't understand is global fans, unless you're picking like, say, Son because you're Korean or something. Why do you support Spurs? What made you decide that is the club I want to watch? Like, that's the club I want to like.
Yeah, it's proper weird. Because everyone from North London, I understand. That.
The only explanation is that Spurs have generally always been a team that plays good football. That's the only explanation.
And also, our conversation we said before, relaying back to it, they're just a big club. So when you're a big club, you just get fans naturally, just because.
I guess, yeah.
Like if you're an American a baseball fan, you don't know much about football. You just like the white and blue badge. You might be like, oh yeah, that seems kind of cool. I'll just support them in it. Could be as simple as that. Like literally. But I didn't realize it. I think the Crystal Palace and Arsenal game at home for Palace is on the weekend. So I got a mixed round. But yeah, we got Arsenal, Palace, Newcastle host Brentford, who are decent in run in form but lost Chelsea. Southampton, who are the most championship sides you'll see any single Premier League week, hosting Liverpool, and they've got Spurs versus Man U, but that is tomorrow night time. So yeah, what are we saying, boys, for today's games in particular?
Can I just dispute something about Brentford? I've said this on most channels as well. You realize their amazing form is only at home, and they've only played one team out of the top 10 teams at home so far. They've not played any of the other current top 10 at their home. So far. I think we're is it us or Chelsea? I can't remember. Not Chelsea, sorry. I think we are the first top 10 club that's going to play them at their ground this season, outside Bournemouth.
Really? When you play
and we're definitely the first Big Six club, which is why I think their home form is exaggerated.
No, but no, when you play Brentford though?
1st of Jan. So in like less than 2 weeks.
You'll beat them. Arsenal have a really good record against Brentford from what I know.
We do, yeah.
Guys, in the chat, a lot of you are putting in questions. Q&A time is now, because me, Ash, and Abs have to go in the next 5 minutes or so. Put in all your questions and put our names in, because you guys have asked quite a lot of questions last like 5 minutes. We'll try and read them all out. Question and answers are right now. So put your questions in, hit the like button while we go through these. Abs, Ashraf, score predictions while these lot get their questions out. What are we saying for tonight? So we've got, I took off the screen, but it's just do the Arsenal one first.
Arsenal, Crystal Palace, I would say 3-1 Arsenal. No, 3-0 Arsenal, sorry.
I'll go 2-0 Arsenal. I'll go for that.
I think you'll win.
What's it called? Eddie Stinker and hooked in it. That's what's going to happen.
Could you imagine if he scores in both games? That would be so poetic, honestly.
That would be funny. I don't think he will, though. He won't, though. He won't. What's the next game?
Newcastle, Brentford. I think Newcastle will win that.
Yeah, at home as well.
Yeah, I think they'll win 2-1.
Do you know what's funny? I'm going to stick by what I said earlier about Newcastle and how against small teams they love to give away random points. I feel like Brentford are going to go through on pens in this one.
Oh, is it straight penalties on this round?
Yeah.
You can. So that's why I think it'll be 1-1 and then Brentford go through on penalties.
Maybe, yeah.
Just that's my shot. That's my hot take, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's mad. So you think Brentford are going to win, even though they're away from home?
No, they won't win. They won't win.
They'll draw and then win on penalties.
It will be 1-1 and
that's
then
they'll go through. I mean, go through. Oh, no matter how they go through.
Yeah, go through. Yeah. I say Newcastle.
What is it? Saints. Who's it? Saints versus Liverpool.
Liverpool, Southampton. Is it who's away?
Liverpool away, but it's basically home. It's basically home, isn't it?
Southampton, the only thing is they did sack their
last
manager.
like 3 games, like 15 goals. It's not even funny.
Southampton are absolute crap. They're rubbish.
They're so bad.
It's just we slapped 5 past them with our beat.
We didn't even play good that game, Abs. We didn't even play good.
I know we didn't. That's what's funny.
We played good, didn't it? Like good for our level, but it wasn't like we were like scintillating and like. Wow,
if we really wanted to, we could have scored 7 or 8. That's how bad they were.
We scored like 7 or 8 goals.
I would have loved that, but
wait, isn't this the same team that Ash's team struggled against?
No,
we beat them. Wait, we beat them 3-1. It's Liverpool and City that struggled against them. Liverpool won 3-2 when they were 2-1 down. And City won 1-0.
Swear down, yeah. This is the game where they were losing, and then Saka scored that dodgy goal, and Havertz scored. I swear.
No. First of all, don't call Saka's goal a dodgy goal. Havertz equalized, but Havertz equalized like a minute later. And then we scored the second goal another few minutes later.
I let Southampton dunk on you like that.
So we beat Southampton 3-1, but he's ignoring City, who beat them 1-0 at the Etihad. You're ignoring Liverpool, who were losing to them.
What's this conversation?
No, you know, listen.
Liverpool were losing to them 2-1, by the way. Liverpool won 3-2.
The team who dunked on Ashraf was Bournemouth. Bournemouth were the team who dunked.
Oh, yeah, the Bournemouth dunked on you.
Bournemouth. Was a red card, but still.
Yeah, but anyway, so
it was bad.
I can't. Liverpool, they could put out their youths and they'll still. There's been like a 3-4-0.
I actually think Southampton will win this.
Seriously?
I think Liverpool will play the second team. I think Southampton will show up at home. They'll take it a bit more seriously. They knocked out City 2 seasons ago, so they have done that. It's not like new to them. I feel Southampton will actually go through.
Because I hate Liverpool.
I actually hope not, by the way, because I want Liverpool to play more fixtures.
No, I do, but personally, I am a lifelong Liverpool hater, so me personally, I want them to lose every single game, and for that reason, I hope what's it called? I hope Southampton win that game.
Wow.
And then Spurs United, I think United will go through.
Spurs United, yeah, that's I can't add. None of these look particularly. I don't know. Spurs United normally be exciting, but it's such a boring game because it's two crap teams going against each other.
Yeah, it's just who's more crap on the day. Like, who's
Exactly.
going to turn up
So
on
I
the
don't know.
day?
I'll be honest. Like at least Spurs can attack, but
Like deep, even the Man City United game, it was just Diallo who had a moment of brilliance twice. That's what they didn't.
Honest,
both teams are rubbish. Like it wasn't like a good game of football. It was just
trust me, Chez, that's probably the worst Manchester derby I've ever seen in my life, quality wise. But I think, ironically enough, only because I think there'll be I think this year you'll see a North London Derby League Cup final. I do think Tottenham will win. I'll go for a 2-1, and that would be imagine Spurs versus Arsenal at Wembley for the League Cup.
Laugh them up, bro. They will not want to remember that match.
Hey, listen, if somehow Tottenham won that, do you know that you could never ever live that down?
No. Honestly, it was not going to happen. That will never happen. You'll obviously
it won't. It won't. But I'm saying if it did, they would never be able to.
If you let Spurs beat you in the final, the way your season's been going, there's no going back. The only way you go back is win the Champions League. That's it.
No,
guys, genuinely, they will not even make it past.
No, but actually,
we'll have this conversation.
You have to understand what I'm saying is like true. Like, if you lose Spurs in the final, the only way you redeem your last 5 years is by you can't do a 5-year process, not win the league, and then lose to Spurs in the only cup final.
That's true. But that's
no,
but you know what I'm saying.
That's like the worst case scenario, like literally.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is why I think Spurs will get to the final and they'll play Arsenal and they'll lose. That's genuine. I think that's massive.
Wait. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not even asking this in a rude manner or to take a dig. I'm genuinely curious. Who knocked you guys out?
Newcastle.
Oh, Newcastle.
Newcastle. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Because our manager, I thought he was smarter than that. He literally made 11 changes. He played our whole B team.
I don't care.
I don't care either, by the way. I'm a hypocrite because I told Arsenal fans to care last year, and I'm saying I don't care in it. So
I don't care either.
I'll give my hands up. I'm a hypocrite, but at least I can own it in it. Second thing is in context. We're in a title race now, so it's different context. See, I'm a hypocrite. Exactly. I don't mind, innit?
All we need to do is just beat Newcastle away in the league, and then everything's all forgiven. In
when is our game against Newcastle away? Before we end the stream,
it's to May or whatever, bro.
Yeah, it's way late. I told you, it's the third last game. It's game week 36.
Yeah, you said.
Just go win that game and everything's forgiven, in it. Yeah.
Cool. By the way, there are questions, Shez, huh?
Questions now that we'll put in before, and then we'll head off. But everyone who put them in, there's a few here I definitely did see. This is a really random question, but what's the prize money of winning the league? It's quite a lot of money.
I don't remember. It is
a few $100 million. Because they have
no. It's less than that.
No, it is because
$200 million.
No, the Champions League is like 90-something million for sure.
Wait, what? Wait, 1 second. Let me go check this.
Isn't the problem like 30 mil?
Something exactly. I think that's the number.
I think
it's about actually no. It's in the 60 odd million quid because you know what it is. They also factor in how many times you're on TV.
Million.
Yeah, £66 million.
Yeah, so last season, Man City got 62 million, Arsenal second place 59 million, and Liverpool 56, Aston Villa 52.
So, wow.
Yeah, but also, you know what they do? I think they factor in. They also, because obviously, listen, I know how other countries work. They televise all the games. In England, there's a few which aren't televised. So I think they factor in how many of the games are televised on TV as well when they look at your prize money.
Fair enough. There's a really random question. Big up. I don't think I've seen your comment in a while. Chez, why do you think Arsenal fans give flimsy excuses for not wanting Osimhen? Why Osimhen in particular? That's a weird one. And then you say, because isn't Osimhen better than all the strikers they have? Oh, I get his question. Because you know when you get to Arsenal fans, Ashraf, you're like, oh, do you want Osimhen? And they're like, nah, I don't want him. He's basically saying he's better than what options you have.
I've been calling for him for 2 seasons.
Yeah, not you, Ash, not you. But I think there are a lot of Arsenal fans. If you said to them, "Would you take Osimhen over Havertz?" They'll go, give you kind of a weird face, a weird look, like you're saying that sort of different language. That's something what he's saying. But you would
Get
take
some
him,
help,
right?
guys. Get some help. Take your pills. Get some help.
You would say obviously take Osimhen, right? Just to
100%. For me, the number one option is always Isak. Number 2 is always Osimhen. Always for the last 2 seasons.
That's a very good list. I don't know what that question means. No, just one. Who do you think is the worst starting goalkeeper to win a Premier League title? That's a good question. I'm trying to pick all.
Joe Hart.
Joe Hart.
Nah, Joe Hart. No, Joe Hart was cold, man.
He was good, man.
No, Joe. No, I'll be honest. Joe Hart was very good. He ruined it up. What happened with Iceland, didn't it?
It's hard to say worst because only a few teams have actually won the Prem. So you got Chelsea, you got City, you got Liverpool. None of their teams have got.
Schmeichel, maybe Schmeichel.
I was going to say Schmeichel based on the fact he's not as good as Courtois, Van der Sar, Petr Cech.
I don't know.
Ederson. There's another one. But he was good at that time, though. De Gea. But he was good at that.
De Gea was don't do that. De Gea was so.
No. That year he was so good. That year he was.
De Gea was. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we're talking like goalkeepers in their whole career, how we view them, not like one.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah. Then De Gea. De Gea for sure.
De Gea's
He's not as good as the rest. Probably.
Now listen, I'll be honest. David De Gea's got. I know this last bit I was saying. He's got the nicest revisionism. That guy used to be a problem.
Yeah, he did. He was good. His shot stopping was mad.
Bro, do you remember that when they played Arsenal? He made like 15 saves in one game
17,
or whatever.
17. That's the record, by the way. 17.
You're crazy. Every bang, bang, bang. He stopped all of them.
Nah, it's true. This question is not really a mad question. Why the relegation teams pass up from the back? It's because of principles. Managers don't like to not believe in their style of play. So that's as simple as that. Ches, do you believe Osimhen gets 20 goals in the Arsenal side or closer numbers? You can ask Ashra that question. Ashra can answer that one.
Yeah, I think he does. I think if he maybe like depending on he starts for us, but if he's there from the beginning of the season, I think he gets 20 goals. I think he gets at least 17, at least.
That's fair. Last 2 questions. If Arsenal don't win the league, we can win anything. Are you Arteta out, and who do you want in if that's the case?
If Arsenal don't progress from last season, which at this point is winning the league or the Champions League, then yes, I do want him out. I don't think he will be sacked though. It's irrelevant, unfortunately, but I want him out. Who would I want?
Go on.
My number one favorite option is Xabi Alonso because I love managers that have a very good attacking philosophy. And I think the way he took Leverkusen from 15 to 16 to winning the league the way he did last season was mental. But he's never going to join us. But that's my number one option.
So to last question, yeah. So progression can literally mean for you if you were to reach the semi-final of the Champions League, but not become second. So what?
No,
what's progression actually?
Because I'm looking at both and seeing like, okay, for example, if we finish 5th in the league but win the Champions League, even though we've regressed tremendously, but we have reached the ultimate goal in the Champions League. So one covers up the other, right? Okay. If you've reached Champions League semi-final, which is progression, yes, because we've gone one extra round, but then you've dropped tremendously in the league, then for me it's stagnation, and that also for me is not good enough, and he has to be sacked then. So stagnation for me is as bad as regression.
Right, that makes sense. And Ab, last question for you from me is: are you confident about this weekend
against Everton? Listen, obviously you've got a big game first against Shamrock Rovers. How joking?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
11 kids are gonna play. I hope he just plays the full 11. I know he won't.
I was kidding, but with Everton, I'll be honest. Listen, they really don't like.
By the way, we don't win there. We
don't win there, but this is where I feel like this is gonna be the game that comes last on Match of the Day. It will be a stink. 1-0 either way.
You think we can lose?
We can lose, but we can also. I think this is more likely to be a draw. This will be a 1-1 or 1-0 Chelsea, in my opinion.
Because last season, I didn't get to watch the full game, but I remember it. We actually created loads of chances and we just didn't take them. And then I think they had a few chances they took and they won the game. I remember Mudryk missed a chance. I remember, I think Who was the pre-leg? Should have been someone else. Mr. I think it's Palmer or Gallagher.
He was
missed
on
a chance.
steroids then, and he still missed a chance. Damn, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that was weird. But anyway, 6th stream, hour and 20 minutes exactly. Love for love, everybody. Big up Abington Ashraf every single time. We're jumping on the Wednesday, 4 o'clock. We'll see these guys hopefully every week. Also, so they get your support, subscribe to all their channels. I'm going to put it in the description below so you can go on there, see what they're about. Hit the like button. It's very, very important for all of us as well. We'll see you soon. Maybe I'll do a stream later on. But either way, have a good evening and God bless, man. We'll see you soon.